So it gives us a very, very unique delivery mechanism in real time to essentially diffuse bad actors.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, and thanks so much for joining us here at SmallCapVoice.com for another online business briefing where we shine a spotlight on some of the smartest and freshest plays out there in the market today. Now, to that end, we are speaking with, once again, a company that's traded on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol CLOQ, and that is CyberloQ Technologies Incorporated. We're lucky enough to be joined once again by the CEO of that company, Chris Jackson. Chris, thanks for making time for us. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Stuart, great. Thanks for having us back on the program. It's been a couple of months, and we're glad to be back.
So we've done a series of interviews with you. I think our last one was with Luis at Park. And listeners, go hit that press wire, use that ticker symbol again, CLOQ. But Chris, can you update us on kind of what's been going on with the company since then? The SOC 2 compliance, I know, was a hotbed topic back then. And remind our viewers, of course, what SOC 2 is. Some of these acronyms can creep up on new viewers, and then why it's necessary for your launch that's upcoming and impending that we've been talking about in the cybersecurity world.
Absolutely. So in essence, in the cyber security world, as it were, in order to get inside of the game per se, you have to be SOC 2 compliant. And basically, it's a cybersecurity framework that evaluates an organization, data security practices to ensure that all of the information that's traveling back and forth is handled in a very secure manner. We have begun our actual mock audit right now, and then Markham LLP, nationwide law firm, will be doing our actual audit beginning in the first week in November. So once we have our certificate, our SOC 2 compliance certificate, we'll go ahead and then be able to start doing integrations within the banking ecosystem here stateside, as well in the European theater. So pretty excited about that. It's extremely complicated. And it's a lot of work, but our team has done a remarkable job gathering all of the data points from our tech side all the way to the internal organizational aspect of it. So, one other aspect to SOC 2 compliance that we've been very forward thinking on and getting done is a VAPT. When you talk about acronyms, what is a VAPT? It is a vulnerability assessment and a penetration test. And it's a third-party auditor that tries to hack and compromise your systems. And we've passed those tests. And so between SOC 2 and the VAPT, those were the remaining exterior third-party protocols that we need in order to start moving forward with day-to-day operations and business on a modest scale, and then hopefully tentatively in 2025, a fairly large scale.
Well, it makes sense that it's so labor intensive on the front end. Obviously, when dealing and working within cybersecurity as an industry, compliance is going to be paramount. So Chris, is that everything on the SOC 2 compliance, or do we wrap up that topic there, or anything else you want to clean up there?
No, I mean, it's a very, very boring topic, compliance, but it's a necessary requirement in order to get to the next level. It's almost like an admin fee, basically. You have to be SOC 2 compliant in order for any bank or large Fortune 500 company for cybersecurity. You have to have these compliance internal infrastructures in place in order for them to even consider doing business with you. So it's done or in the process of getting done, and we're on to other opportunities and other options as we dual track our launch sequence.
Yeah, you're more than just a company working within compliance. You are a public company as well. You're more than just a cybersecurity company. There, like you just said perfectly and articulately, there's multiple paths that you have to manage as you move forward as a company, a public company, and a company within the cybersecurity world. So on the business side of things, how are things coming along for CLOQ?
Well, we are truly fortunate that our shareholder base is very, very consistent. We've had some in the past few months, we've had some consolidation, and our equity is moving in the right direction. From a business perspective, we've made a couple of trips to different parts of the country. We were up in Minnesota earlier this year and met with two different groups of small business, a fairly large accounting firm and a real estate company that was attached to a title company. And we discovered that our forward-facing components of our app system we're creating just a little bit too much friction for the end user component. So clearly, as we're working on compliance, we still need to make sure that our delivery mechanism for the end user is a seamless experience to the best of our ability. So in that process, while we're doing our day-to-day stuff, we're also recoding our forward-facing app. And it really is going to make all the difference in the world as we start to move forward for launching these client opportunities for the end user experience. Because ultimately, if it's cumbersome and creates too much friction, there's going to be a little more resistance than one might want, and that creates problems for a whole host of reasons, which obviously we don't want to have.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. And you mentioned also earlier, there's some opportunities that are coming for your company in the future, but any of these opportunities can you mention them by name?
Well, we just had a meeting a couple of days ago with our friends at TD SYNNEX. I'm not quite sure if you're familiar with them, but they are a very, very large software reseller. And it took us quite some time to get approved into their vendor portal. But we are approved as a TD SYNNEX vendor. So our hope is that we have all of our internal infrastructure, all of our deliverables, the onboarding process, contracts, and all of the ancillary semantics that go with launching cybersecurity and or authenticating products that CyberloQ Secure is going to entail to be able to support those outside salespeople. So it's a real breath of fresh air for us to be able to have access to essentially hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of proven salespeople that will resell our product for us, and we don't have to incur that cost of having internal employees and all the things that go with that. So we're excited about TD SYNNEX. They're a great group to work with. And we're just excited to be a part of that eco channel and that ecosystem. Really looking forward to working with them in the future.
Well, very good. Thank you for sharing that with us. And the app itself, there was a lot of excitement around that as well in some of our previous discussions. How is the app coming along and evolving as well?
Well, since our last conversation, we've managed to enhance our app system in what we feel and what we believe is a completely unique opportunity for sequencing. So when we last spoke, we had geolocation and push notifications, and subsequent to that, we've added some biometric features. We've got voice recognition, we've got facial recognition and thumbprints, and within those five factoring, authenticating opportunities, we can sequence them in any way that a client would want. So it gives us a very, very unique delivery mechanism in real time to essentially diffuse bad actors. Again, when you talk about real-time authentication, using your phone as an encryption key, and then you can roll in facial recognition, voice recognition, all of the things that AI is trying to replicate but simply can't because of the way we're sequencing it, it puts us in a little bit different area. And we're excited too for the relationship that we have with TPL over in the European theater. Effective next April, the EU has mandated that in the card ecosystem, all card and bank applications must have a fraud prevention application a part of it. So we're coming to market at the right place at the right time, and if we can deliver it in a very simplistic manner for that end user, we're pretty excited about the opportunities for CyberloQ. Our public-facing company, our market cap, our structure, everything that we've done so far is although it's taking a little bit of time, we're in really, really good shape moving into the second half, the back end of 2025, 24, and into, 2025. Very exciting times here for CyberloQ, our shareholders, and future investors.
Well, what a great shareholder update you provided those shareholders, but not only them, but the interested parties, the potential investors that tune in. And we're so grateful for that audience. Once again, we're speaking with Chris Jackson. He's the CEO of CyberloQ Technologies. Lots of different ways to socialize with this company, but the best way to get to know them, get to know that ticker symbol traded on the OTCQB under the ticker symbol CLOQ. Find a press release. You'll find hyperlinks to everything to keep you in the know on this company. We'd love to engage with you via their Twitter handle as well. I know the company does a great job of being very responsive there as well. Chris, thanks for your time today. We appreciate your candor and your insight. We look forward to our next update with you here in the very near future. Hey, Chris, thanks so much for your time here today.
Hey, thanks, Stuart. You know, next time I think what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and do a live demonstration with the forward-facing app and demonstrate some of these biometric features and how it works in real time. I think that would be very exciting for you and for your viewers. Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to that as well. Well, for Chris Jackson, this is Stuart Smith saying, hey, be sure to subscribe, leave us a comment for Chris, and we'd really like you to hit that like button. Thanks so much. Join us again here for the SmallCapVoice.com's online business briefing. Thanks again.